Hello, welcome to Phil's Dividends. This is the first episode well, it's my first episode, but I'm starting in January 2026. And this is the YouTube channel just for tracking my dividends really, and a bit of so people can see sort of what it's like for like a normal sort of person to invest in their ISA. Yeah, so this is not financial advice. This is just what I personally do, and just to show just entertainment really, so people can see what sort of dividends I get on this sort of size portfolio and see how it grows. Um, I did transfer this portfolio over in what was it? The end of October. Um, I was on a different platform, but I transferred it over and it sort of reset all my gains. So I was starting at that, and then so these 2,000 is from like 3 months worth, which 6.3% in like 3-4 months is it's quite good considering the average is what was like 8 to 10% a year. So far so good. But before that, I was doing about 7,000. I was up in my total portfolio since I began investing. So it's about 9,000 in total. If you're considering from my last portfolio and in the other platform. So yeah, I'll get into it. I've got a few different uh, pies in this, because trading 2 and 2 you can make little pies, little pretty much like your own little funds. And in my dividend stock one, I've got Viva, I've got Bunzl, I've got Games Workshop, I've got National Grid, Realty Income, and McFarlane's. And some of these have done well. I'm up overall, but National Grid's done really well lately. 18% in like since October time when I transferred it over, and 10% for Realty Income, which usually they don't move much, but I think interest rates come down a bit, so it's cheaper to borrow money to build. So that's probably why they've went up. Um, my dividend ETFs, I got a FTSE 100. I've got an all-world dividend fund, and I've got an S&P 500. So I'm globally diversified, and I've got obviously the big Magnificent Seven in there. So I've got growth in there, even though they're not doing well lately. I got a global diversified dividends coming in, and the FTSE 100, which done really well lately. And obviously we're UK, so try and support the UK economy. And then fund stuff, I got a biotech fund, got legal in general, got cyber security, AI infrastructure, aerospace and defence, and I got some physical silver and gold, which that was 50% up a few weeks ago, but gold's crashed a bit since its big rally, so I'm still up on them. But obviously these are like my growth ones because I'm expecting, as technology gets better and science gets better, people find how to live longer and people pay a lot of money for that. So biotechs, I think, will be a good one for the future. And obviously, as everyone pretty much uses computers and stuff, and companies need cybersecurity to protect their company from hackers and stuff, I think that'll be a good one. And obviously AI, everybody's, if you don't innovate and use AI, I think most companies will get left in the dust. So, and then obviously how all the wars are breaking out at the moment, I think global, aerospace and defense will be a good one. And then physical silver is just a hedge against inflation, really, isn't it? Silver's quite volatile, but gold's more, goes up with inflation. But silver's used a lot in all the electrical equipment, um, used in medicine, car batteries, solar panels, and miners don't mine for silver specifically, so it's only a byproduct. So only a certain amount comes in supply, but there's a big demand for it. So I think silver will do well in the future. And then we got the almost daily dividend, which I won't go over in this because I think I'll do a separate YouTube video every month specifically just for dividends from that portfolio. It's like a little side experiment thing, which I'm just gonna do for a year and see what happens in that year, see how well they've done, and that it's just like a little experiment. And then I've got a risky one, which I've got 4 monthly paying high yield shares, which they've done very bad apart from one. But yeah, it's just a risky one. I haven't put any more in. What's bets? I put maybe like almost 700 quid in, and I've just left it as that. So I ain't gonna put any more in. I'll just see what happens. It's money I was prepared to lose. It's just, I like to do little risky things every now and then. So I'll put that in there and see what happens, and don't touch it. And you never know, it might go up again, or at least if it don't, it's still getting dividends paid out and reinvested back into it. So hopefully it'll average down the price and it won't be as bad if it does go bad. So I'll move on to my spreadsheet with all my dividends. So I didn't get any from my ETFs this month, but Bunzl I got £19.45. Games Workshop I got £21.87. National Grid always pay me a good one. 66.36. Realty Income is a monthly payer, but this month they paid me £15.01. Nothing from the Fun Pie. And the Daily Pie, which obviously I said I'll leave for another video. And then the Risky Pie, Coinbase paid me £6.45. The Tesla one paid me £10.45. Oxford Lane one paid me £2.36, and the 24 monthly paid me 71p. And I did have GSK, but I sold it. But I obviously got in at the ex-dividend date before I sold it, and I got 48p for that. And then on my cash ISA, I got £2.31 in interest. So the total is 147.17. And I'll go back onto my other sheet. And this is one that I've kept up from 2021. Every month I've tracked my dividends over the years. So pretty much every year I've grown dividends from the year before of each month. And I've doubled since last year. But last year I had 6 months off. I quit my job and just had 6 months off, so I wasn't contributing for like 6 months. So which obviously it was still growing in share value. I was still getting dividends from the companies, but I wasn't adding to my investments. So if I did, I probably would have been a lot more than that. But I've started work again about 4 months ago in just about October time. I think it's the beginning of October I started a new job really. So I've been contributing since then, and I've put a lot in. So this year should be a really good one, since I've been contributing. So I should smash that by quite a bit. Well, I've doubled the first month since the year before. So I'm hoping to get at least 1600. I think will be a good goal to get, and that way it'll be at least over £100 a month. So last year I got 1029 and 31p, and in total together I've had 3676 and 82p in total from all the years. And I've got a little thing that tells you like the month, the week, the days, and the hour. So I just like to see how that grows. So when I'm asleep, I know this is like 24 hours, 365 days a year, not like a work week. At least I know when I'm sleeping, I'm earning this. Every day, every hour, I'm earning this, which makes me sleep better at night. And then I got premium bonds, which I didn't win any in January this year, but December I got £100. First win in like 2 years, but that's the way it goes with premium bonds sometimes. And I've got a nice little chart here, so you can see month over month, and then the different colours of the different years. That's a nice little chart. I like charts. Quite simple like that. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video and you found it insightful, let me know. Or if you've got any suggestions of stuff you want to see, maybe you want to see something in depth or speak about why I brought certain things or whatnot, let me know. I'll be interested. to hear from you.